Hello, traveler. Welcome to Madame Sybine's parlor. I assume you are here because you saw the half-price Reiki healing sessions sign out front. Very well. No, you need not tell me your name. I am a psychic after all. I will tell you. Your name is Jeff. Well, perhaps that is not the name on your birth certificate, but let me explain something to you, traveler. You see, every human being has two names. The first is their legal name, which is comparatively meaningless. The second is the true name of their soul. A hidden name known only to them and those who are psychically active enough to perceive it. It's a little bit like the movie Cats, but less viscerally terrifying. Now, have you had a Reiki healing before? You have not? Well, then let me get you checked in first, and then I will explain the basics of the process. First, your name. We already know that, don't we? Jeff. J-E-F-F. Jeff. And your age? Well, yes, of course I can perceive it, but for the sake of your dignity, I will allow you to tell me. Very good. And do you have any pre-existing health conditions that could be aggravated by Reiki healing? I will tell you the answer to that right now. It is no. This question is only in the survey for the sake of legal liability. Reiki aggravates no condition. Reiki heals all conditions. Yeah. Reiki focuses on what we call in the business chakras. Have you heard the word before? Good. Yes, you've heard it, but you're not so sure of its meaning. Well, I will explain. Chakra is a Sanskrit word. It means wheel, and it refers to the different energy pathways inside your body. Please don't mind the chirping part. Yes, birds are very attracted to places of high metaphysical energy, such as my parlor here, and they also love to poop on my car, which is very annoying. But anyway, that aside, you can think of each chakra as like a spinning disc or wheel inside your body, and it corresponds to a certain bundle of nerves in one localized location inside your body, and it affects your emotional and physical well-being. Yes, there are some people who say that there are up to 114 different individual chakras, but my half-price sessions are only 10 minutes long, so we are going to go ahead and just focus on the primary 7 chakras. Yes. Now, before we begin, let me introduce you to some of the tools that I will be using. First, we have various crystals. As you might be aware, crystals have special properties that allow them to infuse energy as well as absorb it. With my crystals, I will be absorbing the negative blockages that are found in each of your chakras and infusing them with good, clean, flowing energy, allowing you to function better on both physical and the psychical level. Secondly, I have this Tibetan Charm. This charm opens the pathways much as heat opens the pores, and it allows the impurities to be cleaned out. It also vibrates on the same frequency as your mental energy, and it has the effect of calming, normalizing, stabilizing the energy waves that vibrate on that frequency. I think you will find it most relaxing. At least I hope so, because it cost me $599.99 plus shipping. It was not cheap. Very well then. Let us begin. I hope you do not mind that I use a reference. You see, I will be reciting some ancient chants in the original Japanese, and I am not so familiar with the language. Yes, I am a native Romani. We are a people of the plains. There are some, particularly on my online Yelp reviews, who will cast doubts on that claim, but I assure you, pure Romani blood flows through my veins. No, I am not from Brooklyn, and do not listen to anybody who tells you so. The first chakra we will be focusing on is the root chakra, and as the name suggests, this is the chakra that binds you to the physical plane. This chakra resides in the base of your spine, in the tailbone, in other words, and it is responsible for your sense of physical identity and stability. When it is blocked by impurities, it tends to result in insecurity, in arthritis, in constipation, and in other colon problems. So if you have not been so regular lately, that might be the reason. Now, to clear this chakra, I will be using this simple piece of quartz. Yes, it's a classic stone. We often rely upon it in the business. It is the most basic cleansing tool that we have at our disposal. So, first I will ring our Tibetan Charm here. Yes, I can smell the impurities. You were very backed up, in both a psychical and probably a physical sense. I suggest you visit the washroom directly after our session. I think you will be pleased with the results. And next we move on to the second chakra, which is the sacral chakra. This is below your belly button but above your pubis, and it is responsible, as you might imagine, given the area, for pleasure and for creativity. And when this chakra is not flowing correctly, you might end up with a lower back pain, with sexual dysfunction. I hope I am not getting too personal, darling, but you might want to ask your partner if they have been holding back any information about your performance lately. Not that it's any of my business. Now, for this one we will be using Obsidian, one of the sexiest and the most sensual of all the stones. And before I cleanse with the Obsidian, I will once again ring the Tibetan Chime. Karada o sawatte imasu. Shitsurei shimasu. Chotto yarashii koudou desu ne. Gomen ne. Yes. Once again, I can smell the impurities. Vaguely, they smell of the sulfur. Well, yes, that could be gastrointestinal gases, I suppose, but I prefer to think of it as stagnated energy rather than the farts. That is not the scientific term. Next, we move on to a very vital chakra. This is your solar plexus chakra in your stomach area. This is responsible for your self-esteem and your confidence. If you have been feeling unconfident or been having difficulties connecting with your fellow human beings lately, this might be the culprit. When your solar plexus chakra is not flowing correctly, it can result in eating disorders, digestive problems, and as I hinted at earlier, self-esteem issues. Now for this one, I believe that the only proper tool will be this simple geode. Perhaps it is not the most spectacular specimen of geode you have ever seen, but do not let its appearances deceive you, for it is among the most potent of the stones that I possess. Once again, I ring the chime. Kansai 地方に移ります。梅雨前線は関西地方に移ります。Very good. My olfactory faculties suggest to me that we have been successful in removing yet another blockage. Congratulations. We will now move on to the Heart Chakra, which resides, of course, in your heart area and is, of course, responsible for love and for compassion. When this is impaired, you might feel emotionally numb. People with the Heart Chakra blocks might often put others first to their very own detriment, or the converse might be true. They might become extremely self-absorbed and unable to feel empathy for others. That is why it is very important to remove blockages from this particular chakra. And to that end, I am going to use this piece of quartz. Similar to the white quartz I used before, but more of a pinkish hue, to represent love and warmth and connection with your fellow human beings. But first, the chime. Very good. And something very interesting has been removed from your heart chakra. I must admit I was not entirely expecting this. It is a single white onion. Well, do not let its appearance deceive you. This is one of the single dirtiest, most corrupt, most despairing onions I have ever seen in my life. It is impossible to live happily with such a sinister, diseased onion lodged inside your heart chakra, so it is a good thing that we removed it. Say farewell to this evil onion. Farewell, onion. Next, we move on to your throat chakra. As you might expect, the throat chakra is vital to communication, human communication, and the blocks or misalignment in the throat chakra can be seen through dominating conversations, gossiping, speaking ill of others, or the exact opposite, being so tongue-tied that you cannot properly express yourself. So, with that in mind, we are going to use this. A very special tool in my arsenal. This is the crystal from the popular 1990s board game Pretty Pretty Princess. And once we have cleared out your throat chakra, you will be the prettiest princess of all, I assure you. Well, then let us proceed. 棚に並んでいる商品です。Very good. And what I have removed from your chakra, my goodness, look at this. It is an 18-inch ceramic chicken from Pier 1 Imports. I must admit, interpreting this particular blockage is a little outside my purview, but it certainly can't be a good thing to have something like this inside your throat chakra, can it? Yes, well, no longer. Your chakra is now clear. Alright then, now we move into the real meat and potatoes of the Reiki healing experience. This is the third eye chakra. As I just indicated, this is between the eyes, and it is responsible for your intuition, your higher sense of feeling, your imagination. And if it is blocked, you will experience, of course, headaches, issues with your sight, issues with your concentration, and of course, issues with your psychical sensing and experiencing. And so, for this most spiritual and psychically active of the chakras, we will use this pyramid. Yes, you've heard before of pyramid power, I assume. Psychical researchers have used the pyramids to sharpen razors, to reverse the decay process in apples. No, it's not a scam. Who told you that? Who told you that the pyramid power was a scam? Present them to me. I would love to give them a piece of my mind, and perhaps a piece of the calcified bird droppings that are right now on top of my Toyota Yaris. Pyramid power is very much real, and if you don't believe, I will make you believe. Beef curry, beef curryを注文したいと思います。注文したいと思います。My, a very interesting traveler. What I have just now extracted from your third eye chakra is this. A wooden carving of a Japanese bear carrying a salmon. Actually, if I remember my training correctly, this is not supposed to be removed. I do not think that you can be properly psychically activated without this wooden bear eating a salmon. I apologize. I'm now going to put it back in your chakra where it belongs. Very good. Now we move on to the final chakra, and this is the crown chakra. It sits atop your head like the diadem of a monarch, which you are the monarch of your own life story, are you not? Yes, indeed. The crown chakra is responsible for awareness and intelligence. It is linked to every other chakra, and thus every other chakra depends upon the smooth flow of energy through the crown chakra. With a blocked crown chakra, you may become more narrow-minded, more skeptical, less open to new sensations and experiences. And we certainly cannot have that now, can we? No. So, with that, I'm going to use this giant-ass piece of rose quartz. Yes, such an important chakra deserves a big stone, does it not? And so, traveler, For the last time, I strike the chime. Toronto は23日からロックダウンになります。州首相によりますと、非常に深刻な状況になってます。It is complete. Thank you very much for attending one of my half-price Reiki healing sessions. I noticed now that we have gone well over the 10 minutes provided for by my half-price deal, so that is alright. I will simply have to charge you full price for the second 10-minute interval. But I think you'll agree the results of today's cleansing are worth it. Certainly worth such a paltry sum as $140. Believe me, darling, that is much less than most psychics of my caliber will charge. And after all, you can't put a price on psychical well-being, now can you? Certainly not. Now you are likely tired and somewhat drained after the removal of all those blockages, so I invite you to take a step into the adjacent room and lie down. You will notice that the adjacent room looks like a storage closet and that there are no less than 5 or 6 brooms in there, but I urge you to ignore these. They are simply part of the aesthetic. Yes. Very well then, traveler. But before you leave, please tell me which major credit card you will be using to reimburse me for my services. No, we don't take that one. We don't take that one either. That one will work. You may leave it with my secretary up front and then enjoy your rest. Good night, traveler. Good night.